IRSMS number 1 and IRB asked to talk about this man. No.
I am Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime. It's the everlasting it's the everlasting review. It's like the everlasting gobstopper of regurgitating reviews. Let's talk about Optimus Prime, Sam, shall we? Okay, so I'm not really a big one for theology and history and who did what to whom and when and what year it happened. But I know enough about the basics, and I'm not going to talk about a toy. Probably already been done at this point. What's the point? I haven't got a million Optimus Primes. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Optimus Prime, 1986, 1984, Generation 1. Now, Optimus in G1 was generic. And I think it's been well documented even by, what's his face? Cullen, Mr. Cullen, Mr. Peter Cullen. Mr. Cullen has admitted himself that he has more or less based it on John Wayne, because Transformers is kind of a western in space. It's very much segregated in that you got the cowboys and the engines, and the cowboys is the good guys because they're trying to make everybody believe and fight the good fight for Christianity, and the engines is the heathens because they don't believe in our God. And that's pretty much what the space race is. Doesn't matter how you twist it, most of it is just western in space. I think that's where the original premise happened. And G1 Prime is that guy. He is the quintessentially good, flawless, troubled yet concise in his attitude and his leadership style. And that's fine. I think in 1986 kind of people wanted that. They wanted that unwavering allegiance to his men and his troops, and I think you had to have an antithesis. But it didn't really come with much of a backstory. It was just like, here's this big glorious leader. Even his colours, red and blue, I think, as DYH, Mr. of the Hussies, has spoken before. Everything about Optimus Prime, absolutely everything, from his big, deep, booming leadership style voice to the colours that he's used, is red and blue. He is aesthetically predetermined to kind of instill some kind of loyalty in you, unless you're the person who tagged me to do this video, and then you're probably the one that thought Darth Vader was the good guy. I digress. So a G1 Optimus was what we needed of the time. But he's shallow in history of how he is, who he is. I think he's left a little bit shallow. It's just taken for granted that he's the archetypal role model, and everyone wants to be him, and all the Autobots want to be like him and hang out with him, and to be in his crew, gang, little slice of homies. Then that's the desired effect. And I don't think it would be really like that. And as someone pointed out the other day, and I can't remember who it was, which bugs me, but the war for Cybertron would be a massive thing, and for Optimus to be the leader of the Autobots seems a little obscure, that someone with such a massive responsibility would be the one coming to Earth to do this, that and the other. It's a bit like Star Trek. You wouldn't send the captain to do the away team's job. I kind of don't think Prime would be there, so it was a bit of a weak premise in the first place to actually get him there on Earth. Next, we've got my favourite, unfortunately. Not my favourite from a theological perspective, in that I think he deserves his place by being there, but I just absolutely mother trucking love
Optimus Prime.
I love
Optimus Prime.
I just can't get enough of him. Movie Prime. Oh, he's just
Optimus Prime.
brilliant. I don't care why. And yet I do think it is kind of a weak premise. You've got the whole in the 07 movie when he discussed about being a brother, and this came up in someone's video the other day, and I am absolutely sure that it's not a brother as in like my brother lives in the bedroom downstairs. It's brother more in a camaraderie kind of way. It's very much my sociological brother, who should have been on my side, all pulling in the same direction and wasn't, because all he ever wanted was power, death and destruction. That's fine. It's just opposite points of view. He wants to save, one wants to kill. Potato, potato. But he just demonstrates all the leadership qualities that if you were to be drafted, if someone was to say to you, right, you've got to come and join my army, you join this guy's army, and you probably fight in his direction, and I think you definitely follow him and just say, yeah, alright, I believe what you're saying, and I'm swallowing your rhetoric, and we'll go. Let's go and whoop some ass and kill some people in the name of and we'll fight the good fight. And I just think you would follow movie Optimus Prime. Yes, I am a natural do-gooder, and no, I don't naturally follow the Decepticon cause, because I am a natural do-gooder and would probably fight to keep people alive as opposed to go and smash, bash, crunch and kill them. Don't care. That's who I am and what I am. My favourite, but not probably, in my opinion, the best, as in a well thought out storyline to be there. War for Cybertron, I'm gonna pass. War for Cybertron's good. I hate the figure. This is a shit toy. His legs are floppy. He doesn't ever stand up. You can't pose him, because if you have to move his hips for any reason at all, he just falls over like a pissed prostitute at the end of the night. It's just shit. I'm not going to talk about him. However, a lot of the stuff that applies about him, because the fact that he wasn't Optimus, the archetypal leader at the beginning of the War for Cybertron game, I really like that. The story behind why he is who he is very good. I'm sure it would be very good if I owned a games console on which to play the game. I've never even seen it. In my opinion, the guy that deserves the crown for being Optimus Prime, being Optimus Prime is going to be the name of this video. The guy that deserves the crown for being Prime and Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, animated. Forget this, forget all the wingy stuff. That was just a lucky day when someone phoned me and said, I've got a winged Prime in. This has probably been discussed. I haven't watched a lot of the others. I saw the title and I was like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm quite enjoying the whole tagging someone to do something thing. So if I am covering old ground, I apologise. However, to have an archetypal leader that started out just as a dog soldier, not even a soldier, just as a dog, as a do as I'm told bitch lackey, is the best way to forge a leader, because he has done all the work, all the grunty shitty work that you shouldn't have to do. I know there's the whole Prime situation and lots of stuff that sort of is touched upon in animated as to why he's the leader of that particular group and stuff that's gone on in the past. But the point is, you can't do any better than take someone from grassroots and elevate them throughout your culture, society, hierarchical system, whatever it be, because they need to know all the facets of what's going on. If you earn your right to leadership because of who you are or the name that you've got that's been inherited or something like that, you can learn strategy, but you can't learn balls, and you can't learn tenacity, and you can't learn respect. And if you're going to be the leader of an army, not that the Autobots have ever really been, I think it would be easy to consider the Decepticons being an army, but I've never seen the Autobots as an army, because you know as soon as the Autobots would have won and there weren't any Decepticons left, then they wouldn't carry on that military infrastructure, would they? They'd all disperse off to be jazz saxophonists or painters, really. They didn't animate it anyway. Yeah, they'd all go off and pursue something that was more interesting, and that in itself, the rags to riches story, which was extraordinarily well done, except for the end of the animated series, because animated ended too quickly. It's as simple as that, and we never really got to find out what the score was, what happened, why it happened, and they never elaborated on it enough, which I found very disappointing. But the best Optimus Prime, the one that deserves his prime place amongst the primes more than anybody else, Wingblade Prime. Or more to the point, just animated Optimus Prime. If we're talking about good old card carrying, earned it, it's him. That's my ramble done, I think. I don't know how long it's been. I know I've been waiting for the Wrath of Khan to come on because I'm a big Star Trek fan and it's a Sunday and I haven't seen the Wrath of Khan in years. And the spaceship battle at the end of it where they think on a three-dimensional plane. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Star Trek 2, the Wrath of Khan. Tag! I've got to tag somebody to talk about this. I'm going to tag someone that I really, really hope does this. I did a very gay thing then, I'm very sorry, but I really hope that I'm going to tag two people because one of them might do it and one of them will do it. So because I'm going to be interested in some of the Japanese kind of crap that's out there because I don't know anything about it, the two people that I'm going to tag are going to be Pikachu and Exilian. Pikachu, because it's nice that you're making movies again, get your fucking ass in gear and make some more film, thank you very much. If you want to have a good rumble on about why you don't like certain stuff, I'd be really into watching that, so get your ass in gear. Exilian, because I think he'll take it from a very different perspective, because all I've spoken about is the American side of the fence, and I'd like to see the opinions from the more oriental side of the fence. I think that would just be interesting, whether it be dubbed or what. Pikachu, Exilian, make your vids. You've got 10 minutes from now. Come on, I want to see you getting on with it. Now, you're still not doing it. Come on, go.